All right, but with that said, it is now time that we are going to be jumping into the grand finale. And just like what you just heard, me and KP are really excited to go and discuss about this one because, oh man, is this gonna be amazing.
From the studio that brought you Sharknadoes 1 through 6.
Yes, and I just need to say right now that you'd think that this is dead. You'd think that this is all gone, but oh no, no, no. It's coming back with a vengeance. You'd think that we're all safe from the days of the little panda fighter and ratatouille. But nope, it was just hibernating, and it is slowly waking up. From the asylum, we bring you the upcoming ripoff of Pixar's Onward, which is going to be called Homeward. And I actually got a clear look of the trailer right over here. So with that said, let us now go and check out Homeward.
Destroy it and free my people.
We did it.
Elves and orcs live together in peace.
Our ancestors lost what was rightfully ours. Complete orc domination.
We're going on a road trip. I'm taking you to New Orc City. I am an elf. You're an orc.
Open it.
Have you seen this orc? He's my brother, but adopted.
With the magic bag, we can steal the gemstone that ended the war 1,000 years ago.
For we are family, and as a family, we're all gonna fix this.
Are you going to help us?
I'm gonna try. We gotta get to Elfdale right now. Maximus Copius! Don't you do it! No biscuits!
I feel incredible!
They're gonna love you.
Crazy cheese!
Music?
Do you know what's wrong with you?
That is a very good question. Do you even know what is wrong with you? Yes, that is the trailer of the Asylum's Homeward, which will be featuring a cast of Joey Lawrence, DC Douglas, and yes, even Tom Green. So, KP, how did you enjoy this, little trailer here of Homeward?
Enjoy is highly favorable. Where do I start? Okay. Besides it obviously being the obvious Pixar Onward like ripoff, the animation is horrible. Like looks like they rotoscoped every or they,
Yeah, they did the motion capture thing.
Did they put the motion capture stuff on their faces so the characters could emote?
I don't know. It's either they tried to animate it themselves or there was a glitch in the system that did not register it well. Because actually no, I think they tried to animate it themselves because some of the facial expressions, oh man,
Bad.
they are a work in themselves. There's one example. It's from that hipster looking dude. Where is it? Where's that cinema snob looking elf? This guy. Oh man, they did a job on this thing. Hold on. Whoa! It's nah, they tried to animate, but it did not go well.
Someone screenshot that for a meme, please.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I need to make it bigger and better. If you guys want to take a screenshot here, let's get. There you go. There, a nice look. And by the way, this hipster-looking dude is gonna be Tom Green's character.
I don't even know who any of these people are. Is that bad for me to say?
No, I mean, no, it's fine. Well, like, I'm not 100% sure on Joey Lawrence, but I know DC Douglas is a prominent voice actor. He's done a variety of video games, and he has done a variety of animes and animated projects and stuff like that. He's a very prominent voice actor. Tom Green, however, I'm surprised you don't know, because he's actually a pretty familiar name. Well, it's hard to really point out some of the movies he has done or some of the projects. Are you familiar with a movie like Road Trip or Freddy Got Fingered?
I've heard of Freddy got. I'm just gonna Google it. Yeah, I haven't heard. Yeah, I've heard of Freddy Got Fingered passively, but I never. He looks like Alan Rickman a little bit. But okay, yeah, I believe you. So I guess they modeled his character after what he looked like, and
Probably,
like,
yeah, I think that's the thing with him.
Traditionally, your top billings are, A to B list actors, not voice actors. Not that there's anything wrong with billing voice actors, but people just might get confused if they're not, if they don't recognize, if the general public does not recognize the names, they're going to be like, who? What? Why should I care? So trying not to be unempathetic, because, like, I think voice actors probably need more recognition in general, but as a marketing strategy, I don't think this is the best way to go about it.
To be fair, I'm just going to say we're talking about the asylum here. I mean, the fact that they even got people like DC Douglas, like, is kind of like, I can understand why they would have him in the top billing, because he can actually be pretty talented. So, like, yeah, I don't blame them. They're trying to make the most with what they got.
I have $2 and one animator. What can I do? So.
Oh, yeah, and especially one thing, I think you just mentioned this, but one thing that I really do like about this trailer that I find hilarious is actually regarding the orcs, because not only do they all look the same, they all look like frickin' Wreck-It Ralph! Like, each and every single one of them, like, here's Ralph, and then here's a whole gang, and then we got all this, here's a whole gang of Wreck-It Ralphs, and a gender-bent Wreck-It Ralph right behind. And then, like, there's another, like, prominent shot, like, here's an army of Wreck-It Ralphs with the leader having glowing eyes. It's like, you know what it is? It's like all those Ralphs at the end of Ralph Breaks the Internet. They all just, like, the ones that came from the virus, that they all came together and they decided to make a movie with a few other, like, random people that they found on the internet, like, with some of the internet avatars.
They had to go somewhere. So, and the other joke I was gonna make is, like, I only have a budget to make 3 characters over and over again.
Yeah. Oh, we'll use this recycled animation that we pulled from a Wreck-It Ralph video game. Like, we pulled the model out of that, so you can use that as the orcs. Just put in, like, a couple of fangs on his jaw, and then we should be good. There you go. That's your orc. Now it looks like a character. Now it looks like something out of World of Warcraft, even though, like, even the armor that this one is wearing right here, it looks a lot more like Wreck-It Ralph, like when he's in the like when he's in that war game in the original movie. Like hero what is it? Hero's Quest, or no, not Hero's Quest. It's like, I'm trying to remember. Chadwell, if you can help me with this, what's the shooting game that Sergeant Calhoun came? Hero's Duty. Like, he looks like he came straight out of Hero's Duty.
No, it's the reverse ship where Calhoun and Ralph got together and that's their child.
Oh god, please don't put that image in my head. I don't need that, please. Oh god, but
it's more anatomically correct than the other one, so it's fine.
I guess, maybe?
Than the other ship, yeah.
Yeah, true. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I still wish Fix-It Felix happiness. The dude deserves some love, so I don't know. It's like that. You keep yourself with Calhoun. But anyways, one thing that I will comment, however, despite the fact that it is evidently clear they're trying to rip off Onward, there is one other movie that it really does remind me so much of. And I mean, yeah, sure. Like, you could say, like, this, Onward, and the movie I will mention, like, they all have very similar theming. But I feel like what Homeward is doing is that it's copying a lot more on the Netflix movie Bright. Do you remember that film? It's the one with Will Smith where it's in a modern setting, but it features, like, fantasy characters like orcs and stuff like that, and he's a cop and his buddy is an orc cop or something like that.
I'm not even familiar with it, so but I believe you.
It has a pretty infamous reputation. I'll just say, like, what this movie is right here, like, if you know Bright, then you know what I'm saying, that Homeward is basically, if you take Bright, except the quality of the movie now fully reflects on the quality of Max Landis's personality. I think that's the best way to put it, because, yeah, just like KP said, this, like, even the animation here is like, whew, this, like, like, especially with the fact that they're trying to do motion capture for its animation, like, like, we're legitimately going into food fight territory. That's what it really is right here. Like, now we're just going into food fight with this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know why they decided to finish this movie, except just I assume it's gonna milk off, Onward success, and then people like, have you heard of this ripoff, the sheep ripoff, and clickbait 101, and then people are making memes, and that's how the movie kind of gains an audience, if that's what we gotta call it. Like Sharknado, I feel like gained an audience just because it was just something absurdly like, I can't believe they made a movie about tornado shark. Same thing with like something like Rubber. I don't really get the angle this is going, except just milking off the success of Onward, which is like not really a good artistic reason for making a movie. So,
I mean,
but what do I know?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. This is the Asylum's template. Like, this is what they do. They constantly make rip-off movies again and again and again, and possibly have to fend off major studios that they are ripping off, like, fighting off lawsuits and all that kind of stuff. But I think, like, for their promotion, it's for stuff exactly like this. Like, like what we are doing right now, essentially, I guess you could say this is what the Asylum would hope for. They're hoping that they would get YouTubers or like influencers to look at this and go like, have you seen this thing, man? Holy crap, it's crazy. Like, even like, and trust me, like, you go down, like, I'm here on the Twitter page of the Asylum where they showed the trailer, and you look down in the comments, and there are and I see that there are plenty of people that are like, yeah, they'll reference about like they'll reference stuff like Onward and stuff like that, but they're pretty much immediately contacting people who would usually talk about this. Like, they're already talking to people like Saber Sparks and Rebel Taxi. Like, they're already contacting them to mention that this thing does exist. Like, trust me, like, people, like, so far, Pan Pizza and Saber Sparks, I'm sure they are more than well aware about what is going on with this. And to be fair, honestly, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if they would legitimately go and actually make a video talking about the Onward ripoff. And I think, honestly, that's how, this is this would be the Asylum's marketing, is that they are going to use their these influencers to indirectly talk about this in order to gain this movie some attention and maybe some profitability as well, that this is something that's so crazy that, maybe they'll buy the DVDs and stuff like that as a so bad it's good kind of film.
I'll just step in and do like a little mini rant, and I'm just frustrated with all that, because it's just like, that's not, this is more of like my aesthetic of like, that's not why you make movies and artists, so people can be like, whoa, look at this stupid thing, like, blah. And I'm frustrated that not like people like Saberspark and people like Rebel Taxi and like not anyone individually, but their content is not so much exploring good media or bad media and like breaking what is what, but like it's more like a clickbaity kind of culture where it's just like, lol, look at this bad animation, I'm gonna talk about it for like a half an hour, make fun of it. It's like the whole the idea, like let me get back on my tangent. Like, it's kind of like Ratatouille's idea about, like, it's fun to write something bad and it's fun to make something bad, but, like, at the end of the day, that doesn't, that's easy to do, and we should be, as an animation community in general, we should be focusing on the positives and not just like, look at this bad thing. I made a funny meme. I don't know. It just lacks integrity, in my opinion. So, rant over.
Yeah. And keep in mind, we're not ranting against Saber Sparks or Pan Pizza. We're not knocking against these guys. It's more about like the current culture right now that is with YouTube and even with reviewing in general, where unfortunately, yes, these we would prefer to do positive reviews praising about good animation and stuff like that, but then like with the negative reviews, like a lot of people would go and do more of those because they get a lot more attention and they get a lot more clicks, unfortunately. So that's
they're entertaining. Yeah, so I was just gonna add the entertaining, and like people want to have fun, and it's not fun to talk about a good movie. They don't care. Everyone wants to talk about bad movies because they're fun to make fun of. So like the Emoji Movie blew up not because it was good, but because it was so bad, and people were just like making clickbait BS about how bad it is, and like go spend your time watching a good movie. Get out of the house, man.
I mean, unfortunately, yeah, like it's one of those examples where there is no such thing as bad publicity, and that's essentially that's essentially kind of the marketing, that's essentially the business template of Asylum right now, and that's exactly what they're doing. I think it's been like, if this is not their first time, then it's been a very long time that they've entered into the realm of animation. But in this case here, it's not really that much surprising that, yeah, like there are going to be some people that will still continue to try to exploit using that, try to make content that is so bad that they would hope that these influencers would go and talk about them. And like, yeah, they'll bash it all they want, but at the end of the day, it'll be companies like Asylum who would ultimately win. And I mean, like, yeah, you could say that, like, for me, that I am a hypocrite because I'm the one who's bringing this movie up and, like, bashing it to bit. I'm playing the Asylum's game and stuff like that. But unfortunately, that is kind of the environment that we are in, because people are more suckers for talking about bad media and seeing that getting, like, people prefer to see stuff getting destroyed than something getting praised and learn why it's worth it, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that changes in the next couple of years, just with the influencer aesthetic in general, and that's kind of my MO, is not so much not talking about movies, but also honoring like what is good, or like giving tidbits between many podcasts and stuff like that to have people learn and understand why media is good and bad, and not necessarily. The other aspect is like, you're not stupid for liking an inherently bad movie, but you have to understand what doesn't work about it and understand what you draw from it. So maybe you like my go-to example is The Little Mermaid, which The Little Mermaid is technically a good movie, but it hasn't aged particularly well, especially with the relationship between Ariel and Eric, because it's like, oh, she meets him and she falls in love with him, and is that realistic in 2020? But that being said, I still love I love the aesthetic, and I love not so much Ariel's naivety, but it's more just her ambition and drive and passion to kind of want to be somewhere where she's not. So it's breaking down, like, finding those things of putting rambling, but finding what you like about specific movies and understanding what could be better about other specific movies. But yeah, okay, I'll get off my soapbox now.
Yeah, no, but you do make a good point, and especially in the case of Homeward right over here, I mean, like, yeah, it sucks. We could talk about all the things that are just absolutely terrible about it. I mean, it's very rare that you would find anything that is right about this movie. I mean, like, yeah, we could joke about how bad the animation is, how all the orcs look like Ralph, and the way that it's ripping off, like, not just Onward, but also movies similar to Onward, like Bright. But at the end of the day, like, that's kind of the point of why why this movie does exist. It's meant to be bashed and it's meant to be destroyed. They're trying to go and try, like, in a way, like, they like, the Asylum is capitalizing on making stuff that people would hate and would destroy ultimately. Like, yeah, there are some people, like, I know it sounds crazy and we would like to live in a better world where people want to make movies because of art, but at the end of the day, money is top priority, and like this is a movie that is made for the money. Like, it's never made for the art, but it's to capitalize on the current trend of people who love to hate on media, which, for example, in this case is on an animated film that's shamelessly ripping off a Pixar movie that's coming up.
Yeah, and not to throw you under the bus as far as bringing it up, but I think it just, people need to understand what this is and understand like what people or what movies like this are, and how their marketing strategies are working, and hopefully just if you want to have fun and make fun with it, God bless, but just kind of know that that's kind of the intention why it exists, and money is a controlling factor in our world today, unfortunately, and shrug, we'll just all be existential and, pray for something better. But
we're turning this into an Unis Honest video. It's like, we're all going to die someday. We need to make the most out of our time.
Someday when people are wiser.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, like, I know, like, I do bring it up because, yeah, it is fun to talk about. It is fun to bash things, but then again, it's only a very temporary joy where it's not all that great, where like, yeah, it's not as fulfilling as talking about something that you would love to discuss about. It's not something like I would for me, I would much rather talk about Onward than something like Homeward, because I got a better feeling that film, well, I think I know for sure that movie will be much better than what we got here.
I mean, just by the animation alone, right?
Yeah.
Fact that there's more than 3 character models.
Yeah, exactly. So with that said, I would like to go into the chat wall, and I want to ask you guys about your thoughts on Homeward. Now, I don't know if the Asylum put up an official release date for this. I can imagine that it'll be coming out sometime close to the release of Onward, but yeah, what do you all think? Let's see now. Call me crazy, but I actually want to take a peek at this movie. I know it's not going to be good, but I hope to view this the same way most people view Ratatouille, Tentacolino, or The Room. If I can't see this, at least I'll perhaps enjoy an AniMat's watches on it. But aside from Onward, this also is giving me a World of Warcraft vibe. Even the monsters and ogres remind me more of Duratan the Orc than Wreck-It Ralph. I think it's more of a combination of the two, but I think it's more like for me it's more Wreck-It Ralph because like of the build and the builds, and especially the hair and stuff like that, and especially the big hands. Like it's trying to be unmistakably Ralph. Let's see now. I never thought I'd hear this studio again, but now they are back, but worse than ever. This movie is going to be made for Saber Sparks, where he's going to check it out all like, what the hell is Homeward? The animation looks terrible, the story looks like a complete ripoff of Onward and Bright, and it just looks ridiculous. I know I won't check it out, but I feel like it's going to be one of those movies where animation reviewers just going to bash this movie to bits like Homeward. Don't want to give my anger to this, and that is exactly what we have been talking about. Like, this is the kind of movie where the Asylum is hoping that animation reviewers will be their marketing machines.
Right.
Let's see now. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind? Where do I even begin here?
The best comment.
Yeah, the animation is horrible. The plot is as unoriginal as it gets, and it's not even subtle with how it rips off Onward. So at the end of the day, if I can guarantee that Tom and Chris will be okay, I hope this movie gets an illness and then gets hit by a car and dies, unless Tom Green sings to Joey Lawrence the beautiful serenade. Joey, would you like some sausage? Joey, would you like some sausages? Oh God, don't please.
Let's get dinner and a show.
Do we need references to Freddy Got Fingered here? I don't now I'm at the point. Do I want to revisit that again, or do I want to go with Homeward? I just don't know. Oh God. Okay. Now let's see now. Holy smokes, that was the best trailer ever. Nah, I'm playing with ya. This looks absolutely terrible. I thought the Asylum would stop making these trash live action and animation ripoffs. And also, I don't even know if I could call this an Onward ripoff, especially with the plot, but I know the Asylum likes to rip off movies only by their titles to trick clueless grandmas into buying this trash instead of Onward. Yeah, it's also, of course, that's also a part of, the people that they would want to go and try to get into. But let's see now. I'll go and read one more comment here. Oh boy, you gotta be flippin' kidding me. An Onward ripoff, even though that movie from Disney and Pixar has not come out yet. Oh boy, I never knew there was gonna be a ripoff of an original Pixar movie of a movie that's not released yet. That just got announced. Holy crud, this is gonna be the most abysmal ripoff of any upcoming movie of the 2020 decade of all time. Pants. Sorry for the caps. I got so shook about that. I got so shocked about that issue. Oh, panting. Okay. I gotcha.